Hi, good morning, and welcome back to Create, Share, Inspire podcast. This is episode 387, and we're here live in Southwest Florida, waiting on the sun to rise over the buildings and the trees in the east, and this is the Gulf of Mexico behind me. Hi, Naomi and Dee and Barbara, Lisa, thanks for joining live. If you're joining me live, please say hello. Hi, Joe and Constance. Good morning, Grace. I put on false eyelashes last night, and the glue did not agree with my eyes. Big surprise. Hi, Carla, and my eyes are paying the price this morning, so my eyes are watering quite a bit. Hi, Dana and Cherie. Thanks for joining live. Long story behind the false eyelashes, but they're so pretty, and I tried to use them for a project last night, and it did not go well. They look so pretty on though, but my eyes are definitely paying the price today. Barely could put makeup on this morning, and barely put any on for that matter. Hi Jane, thanks for joining live, but the brightness is definitely a challenge now. So if you see me blinking a lot, that's why. Hi Kimberly, thanks for joining live. So glad to see so many familiar faces. Good morning, or names. Hi, Christine. If you're new to the podcast, please also feel welcome to say hello. Would love to see some new names. Please feel welcome to say hello. The moderator, our moderators and myself, we're all very friendly, and the community here at large is very friendly too. I know we'd all be excited to meet some new people. Hi Carol, thanks for joining live. And if you end up watching the recorded version, please feel welcome to say hello in the recorded comments as well, because I reply to those throughout the day as well. Hi Melissa and Maria. Hi Edna. So, and if you have questions, it's a great place to leave your questions about anything that I've talked about in the podcast. Keep in mind, most of the things that you might be curious about from the podcast are listed in the video description. If you get a chance, the video description below, whether you're watching live or in the recorded version of the podcast, has all kinds of links to where to buy my yarn, my website, my charity, where to find me in other social media, and even some of the really popular playlists of tutorial videos here on my YouTube channel. So if you're looking for the how to crochet playlist or just the knitting tutorials, I have those major playlists all listed here too. So lots of really good common question links are in there. Wait and see if there's any questions before I move on. Those of you who are commenting, this is one of the pieces from Layers Crochet. This is the Sabrina topper vest, and it's made out of square motifs that are converted into triangle motifs in two different ways to create shaping in the vest. So a square motif is generally done, hi Anna, a square motif is usually done from the center worked out, and this motif is a triangle motif done in that same way. It started in the center and worked its way out. Then I converted the motif another time to create the same stitches in a triangle motif that's worked in rows, not rounds. So almost like a top-down triangular shawl, if you can picture that. So there's the same motif is done in three different ways to create this beautiful shaping, and I think what really ties it all together, no pun intended, although it is quite a cute little pun, is the chain tie with the tassels on it. I really think that this is just such a lovely little finishing component, and I love the way it swishes when you move. I love the way the whole vest swishes when you move, actually. It's made out of Bessos 40 yarn, which just has incredible drape to begin with. Good morning, Danielle. Glad you could be here. This is in colorway Crushed Berries, and what else? It's available as a single download and also available as part of the Layers Crochet book, which is available in ebook right now and is being converted to a paperback at the same time. If you order the pre-order version of the book now, you'll not only get a discount price, but you'll also get a coupon code for the paperback when it comes out. And then when the paperback comes out, they'll both go to regular price. But if you just want this pattern and nothing else, you can download it singularly as well. Does anybody have any questions about this or want to see it up close or have any specific questions about the project? Comes in lots of sizes too. Comes with schematic, charts, written instructions, and there will be tutorial videos once the book comes out. Hi Tammy, thanks for joining live. Tammy and I have met in person. We've met before at different trade shows. We both used to go to, I think maybe it was TNNA or was it Stitches, Tammy? I can't remember. Maybe both. Donna loves Be So Sporty yarn. Me too. This is one of my sport weight yarns, which is a number 2 sport weight. This is 100% bamboo, Be So Sporty, but I have several other number 2 sport weight yarns, so it would be easy to substitute this with Be So Sporty Bling. It would also be easy to substitute with Be So Soulful sock yarn, which is also a number 2, and Be So Fresh, which is a linen number 2 yarn, and also Be So Serene, which is organic cotton number 2 yarn. Anna has a question, and I don't know what her question is. Oh, that's right. We met, okay, so we met when I was working with Erin Lane Bags. Okay, wonderful. That was the first time I drew on, I used my drawings, hand drawings, and converted them to fabrics. While I was doing that, I met people from Blank Quilting Corporation who then hired me to do my hand drawings on their quilting fabrics. And then it was after that that I started doing, now I have all of my fabrics on Spoonflower, where you can order them directly, and also upload my artwork to Redbubble, where you can buy finished products with my artwork on them, like those chiffon shawls and leggings and t-shirts and tote bags, all sorts of fun things. So yeah, that whole trip actually turned into a bunch of other opportunities. Oh, someone's asking about the patterns. All of the patterns from the ebooks are available as single patterns on my website and also available in the ebooks. And if you need help finding one specific link, leave a message in the comments below when it goes to recorded, and I'd be happy to send you the link personally, but they are all there. Yesterday there were a couple missing and someone pointed it out to me in a comment here on YouTube, and I went and fixed it and sent her the link in a reply to her comment. So who knows? We'll find out soon enough. Love the colors here this morning. Totally different than yesterday, right? Very stormy this morning. Jane wants to try Be So Fresh linen yarn for a shawl for herself. That's a great idea. I want a beach cover-up in Be So Fresh linen yarn. That's what I want. On my long list of things that I want. Speaking of things that I want, I can't believe I haven't brought them yet. Last week I showed you the new hand-dyed colors of Be So Sporty Bling, and I told you the similar colors were available in Fine Bling, but that they were drying, and some of you took my word for it and ordered them, and thank you so much for trusting me. But I still haven't photographed them for everyone else, and I haven't even brought them to the beach for the podcast. Been so busy with the orders that have come in without it. So today I brought the Be So Fine Bling new colors with me. Not to say that there aren't existing colors and other colors on my website with photos, but yes, Christine, I know everyone's asking for video tutorials for more of the projects from Layers, and what I've been answering is that they're coming. Once the paperback comes out, there will be more of them. If you go to the Layers Crochet playlist here on YouTube, or the Layers Knit playlist here on YouTube, there are 5 or 6 of the projects from each book that have videos so far, and there will be more as after the books come out. But I appreciate the requests. I'm so glad you guys are excited for more videos. And as soon as I can, I will. All right, let me twist these up real quick so they're all nice. And then I'll show them in the twist form, and then we'll untwist them and show them flat. And then if there's any requests for lining up colors next to each other, and I didn't bring all the colors, I only brought the new colors, so apologize for that as well. So we've got Shishugi Ban, This is Be So Fine Bling, which is 90%, I'm gonna come a little closer, 90% bamboo and 10% pure silver. Hi Jackie from Michigan. So this has a soft black, some silver, and a subtle mauve. So beautiful. And then we have Moonstone, which also has a little mauve and some pale purple and some pale blue. Then we have Sea Glass, which has some pale blue and silvery sage and a touch of pale purple. Then we have Plumeria, which is a warm yellow, some soft peach, and silvery sage. And Backyard Bougainvillea, which has some berry, some peach, some coral, and some hot pink. And then Sunrise 07, which has some orange and coral and peach and purple. Naomi, my plumeria is doing well, but something is attacking it and ripping the flowers down. I have not smelled a single flower yet because they're so tall. So everyone that's been telling me how wonderful they smell, I don't know yet. But the flowers are definitely yellow and beautiful, and I don't know if it's something that's eating the nectar and knocking them down or what. Hi Captain Housekeeper, glad you could be here. So I'm not sure what that's all about, but there's been a lot of activity around the plumeria tree. Oh, and I have tons of butterflies in my yard right now. I've got monarchs and black and white striped ones and different orange ones that aren't monarchs. And I don't know any of the names, but they're so beautiful. Okay, and all there at the same time, which is cool. Hi, Harini. All right, so here is Sunrise 07 untwisted. Christine, I don't really sell them in the hank form. I usually wind them into a ball for all of my customers, so you don't have to worry about that. So here you can see more of the orange and the coral and the purple, and you can see how the color transitions from one to the other. That's part of the process of hand massaging the colors, which is what I do. You can see how the transition actually you can see the transition. Yes, I dye these myself, Harini. And then here is Shishugi Ban, and we'll talk about that again. So we've got the soft black and the mauve and the silver, and you can see how those colors transition as well once we untwist it. Good morning, Gypsy, and I missed a couple other names. Sorry about that. Glad you all could be here. Even if I can't read your name, I see that some of the moderators are saying hello though, so I hope you feel welcome to be here. Okay, here we have a warm, soft yellow, some soft peach, and the silvery sage. You can see how those colors transition well this way too. And Backyard Bougainvillea. Thanks, Lily. Grace, I don't know which one you're talking about, but I'll pick them all back up again after I show them slowly. And then we'll try to figure out which one you're asking about. Hi Diane, so here's Backyard Bougainvillea. We've got some coral and soft peach, some hot pink, and some berry. So beautiful. I love that one. I love all of them. Who am I kidding? Here's Moonstone, which has a soft purple, a soft blue, and a soft mauve. And then we have Sea Glass, which has that soft silvery sage, soft blue, and a soft purple. And again, you can see those color transitions. Yes, Gypsy Rose, I do ship to Australia. I ship to Australia all the time. I ship all over the world. Okay, so now we'll pick them up next to each other and I'll call the names out. So I'm going to try to keep them not similar next to each other to help you see which ones are which. I think that will help for those of you that are trying to remember which name's which. And hopefully later today I'll have photos of all of them on the website too. But I think from the podcast, if you wanted to order now while they're still in stock, I know sometimes things go really, really fast once I've shown them on the podcast. So you can order from seeing them here too. Thanks, Captain. I'm glad you like them. Captain Housekeeper is Drew Amborski, for those of you that don't know. He has a new awesome website and YouTube channel called Captain Housekeeper. Okay, so here's Backyard Bougainvillea. And, let's see, Moonstone. Shishugi Ban. Bye, Captain. Have a good day. And Plumeria. And Sea Glass. And Sunrise 07. All right, does anybody want to see another one of them up close again, or does anybody want to see any of them next to each other? I think it would be really cool to do like a gradient shawl where like you started one color. Lisa wants to see Sunrise 07. I think it'd be amazing to do a gradient project where you started one heavy on one side and a different color heavy on the other side, and then gradually made one color smaller as one color got bigger so that they would come across like that. Does that make sense? Probably not. I'm gonna have to do it. Kind of like the baby Afghan, which that pattern should be out later today or tomorrow, which I'm excited about that. Okay, I think someone's asking about Shishugi Ban. But taking two of these colors and doing some type of gradient color work, I think would be just amazing. Here's Shishugi Ban. Shishugi Ban and Moonstone. Moonstone. Yes, these would be beautiful together. And they both have a little bit of the Plumeria, and they both have a little bit of the mauve. So they would pick, I think that would be a very pretty complement. Yes. Okay, Sunrise and Plumeria, I think I heard. Yes. Yes, Lily, the color of the year is coral. When I heard that, I was so excited because I love a peachy pink coral. Living coral to me means it has more pink tone in it than orange, so it makes it a lot warmer, and that's what I would call that right there. Let's see. I think these would be pretty together too. Sunrise and Backyard Bougainvillea. Those are pretty. I think Moonstone and Sea Glass would be interesting together. I think Plumeria would be pretty with either of them too. It'd be pretty with Moonstone or Sea Glass. You see both of them pick up a little bit on that silvery sage. I think anytime they carry a common color, that might be a nice compliment, but don't forget contrast can be pretty too. So going with something high contrast would be beautiful as well. But I think whoever said this combination, I think that's really, really pretty together. That's Shishugi Ban and Moonstone. Yeah, any of these would be a beautiful shawl. My goodness, Harini, yes. Plumeria and Sunrise. Yes, those are beautiful together too. Absolutely. And imagine doing something like, I have a pattern on my website called the Princess Hibiscus Shawl, and it's done in Be So Sporty yarn. So I think it could easily be converted to this Be So Fine Weight. You would just do, maybe do a few more rows of each section, but it's a half hexagon, and it's a top-down increase for the shawl part, and then the ruffled border is the second ball of yarn, and it's ribbed and ruffly, and any of these two colors would be stunning in a shawl like that. And you could use Be So Sporty bling, or you could use Be So Fine bling like this, and maybe make it a little longer or make it a little bigger. So pretty. So pretty. All right, I'll wait and see if anyone has any other questions or want to see any more of those before we move on. Or if you have any questions in general. Hey, and if you like the podcast, please give it a thumbs up, share it with your friends. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel so you'll be first to know when I have new tutorial videos posted, and click that bell notification button if you want to be notified every time I go live. So fun to have you here in the live. Is that a knit or crochet pattern? Cherie wants to know. I guess she means the one I'm wearing. This is crocheted. It's crocheted motifs. It's called the Sabrina, I believe, and it's from Layers Crochet. Oh, Princess Hibiscus is knit. That's what she's asking about. Yes, Princess Hibiscus is knit. But I've got so many beautiful shawls that are both knit and crocheted. You know, what's that other one? There's a shawl pattern in, is it in 80 Handmade Gifts? There's a shawl pattern that's a very simple triangular crochet shawl that changes color. Is that in 80 Handmade Gifts? Does anybody recall what I'm talking about? I'm pretty good at remembering patterns, but sometimes I forget. Does anybody recall that shawl? Yes, that would be a good example of changing color between two colors. And you could even change the color back and forth between two hand-dyed colors, or more two hand-dyed colors, or just change it one time. The Morgana would be beautiful to do that with too, sure. No, but the one I'm talking about had wider color blocks, and it was just a simple top-down. Either one would, but Morgana would be beautiful too, absolutely. Hi Helen, thanks for joining live. Glad you could be here. Hi Sandshell, glad you could be here. The beach is surprisingly very busy today. I think we still have people on vacation, we must. Look at all the people down here, families, lots of people walking and playing. I've seen people swimming already. Here comes the sun. Unfortunately, it's going to be not too sunny, but at least the sun's here. And here's the beach to the south of us. Lots of people walking this morning. Hi Millie, thanks for joining live. Hi Laura, glad you could be here. Good days making my crochet patterns and getting ready for a Caribbean cruise. Wow, that's exciting. I've never been on a cruise before. I've been to the Caribbean, but not on a cruise. I'm a little curious, but I would certainly like to know for sure whether or not I would get seasick. I don't like the idea of committing that kind of money and time without knowing for sure. I don't get seasick on regular boats, but I feel like that equilibrium thing with the big boat moving so slow you can hardly know it's moving. I'm worried that something might go funky. And I'd hate to spend that kind of money and that kind of time to find out that I'm just going to be sick. I'd rather stay home. So I wish that you could go on a trial. Wish you could know for sure, or be guaranteed that that wristband would work or something. I need some more answers before I can commit. What's the best weight so it hangs nicely for vests or ponchos? Rebecca, there's so many things that go into deciding if something's going to have good drape or weight. It has to do with the fiber content, it has to do with the weight, and it has to do with the tension that you hold your yarn at when you're knitting and crocheting. If you use something, if you crochet or knit something really tight, it doesn't have as much drape as if you don't. And different fibers have more or less drape. So it really is and it comes down to personal preference too. Personally, I think thinner yarns are more flattering, more figure flattering, because they don't add bulk to your frame. And I feel like there are certain fibers that have more drape to them. Bamboo has incredible drape, but organic cotton has a nice hand to it as well. Different but beautiful. Hello, Hindustan. So eventually it comes down to personal preference too. But fiber content is a big deal, tension is a big deal, and personal preference. How do you block a vest all in one piece? I think that it is very helpful to have a dress form if you're wanting to block something three-dimensionally, but you can lay something flat to dry, that's fine too. That's totally fine too. I mean, my whole life I've been laying store-bought sweaters flat to dry too. You shape them so that they look the right shape and you lay them flat to dry. So there's no reason why you can't lay three-dimensional things flat to dry, but if you want to have more of a 3D shape to it while it's drying, invest in a little dress form. You can find them in most stores nowadays. They even sell decorative ones at like Marshall's and TJ Maxx and places like that. I think you can buy more professional looking ones at Joann's, maybe Michael's, and you can always buy them online too. You're welcome, Anne. I'm happy to help. They're not necessary though. You don't actually need one, but if you want one, there are ways to buy them. Do you have to make a hank into a ball? Yes, Christine, a hank has to be wound into a ball of some kind. I mean, you could leave it on a Swift and slowly unravel it. You could put it over chairs and slowly do it, but you can't just lay it flat. I mean, I couldn't just cut the tails on these and just start crocheting. I'd make a knotted mess. You would have to keep them at tension, so they'd have to be on a Swift like this the whole time that you were knitting off of it. Otherwise, it is much more convenient to wind it into a ball first. If it was just loosey-goosey like this, you'd make a mess. The first time I bought a hank of yarn at a yarn shop, oh gosh, what, 16, 15, 14 years ago, I wasn't told that I had to wind it into a ball. I had no idea, and I got home and made a disaster. Someone's asking about my Facebook group. Yes, it's called Create, Share, Inspire with Kristin Omdahl, and there is a link for it in the video description below, so if you need help finding it, it is also linked below, or you can search on Facebook for Create, Share, Inspire with Kristin Omdahl. All right, looks like we are coming to a close, so let's pull out a notebook and see if we can find a fun quote that maybe will inspire some of us today. Yeah, winding yarn can be a very difficult process. If you need help with it, I do have some videos on that as well. You can search on my YouTube channel for yarn winding, and I definitely have some tips and tricks. I have been doing it a lot over the years, and yeah, if you need help, let me know. Otherwise, if you buy my yarns, you don't need to worry about it because I wind the yarn for you. Gives me less headaches too. I don't like people to be upset, so it's just easier to wind it in the first place. All right, found a quote today from Napoleon Bonaparte, which I got to see one of his forts when I lived in Israel, and I always got such a kick out of that. It was in a town called Akko, which is just south of where I lived in Nahariya, and there was this big fort and wall there, and it was built by Napoleon. I don't know, I'm such a history buff that was pretty cool. Anyway, got to see lots of great history when I was there, and here's his quote for today. Imagination rules the world. Yes. Yes. Creativity and imagination is the epitome of stepping outside the box and doing something different than has already been done. And what better way to forge a new path, to carve out a new life, to carve out a new dream or career or whatever you need to do. No better way to do that than to think outside the box and be creative and use your imagination. So we'll read the quote again. Napoleon Bonaparte, imagination rules the world. And it can rule your world, it can rule my world, it can rule anyone's world. Imagination is the key to picking yourself up out of a bad mood, to encouraging yourself when you feel shame or fear, to thinking of ways to remind yourself to be more loving to yourself when you wake up in the morning, to creating new routines to make yourself healthier or happier or more productive or more ambitious. It all comes from being creative and having good imagination. If you want to do the way things have always been done, you don't have to imagine anything, but if you want to do something different, you got to use your imagination, and that's why imagination rules the world. Ah, love it. And anytime I read quotes that validate things that I think or feel, they don't always have to inspire you to think something different. Sometimes they can be validation that you're doing the right thing too. And quotes like this, I feel, are validation, because you can also feel a little crazy doing things different than the norm too, right? So anytime you can get validation that it's okay to be different, and it's okay to have dreams, and it's okay to work hard for something that hasn't been done before, or isn't normal, or isn't status quo. It's validation that you're on the right path and you're doing something good for yourself. So I love those kinds of quotes too, which is why this one's included as part of the curated collection. In which episode is this? This is Create, Share, Inspire Notebook, Volume 1, Issue 3. There's 5 each. There's 5 issues available now in English and in Spanish, and they're all available on my website as well as on Amazon Prime all over the world. If you have questions for me, please remember to leave them in the recorded comments. I answer those throughout the day. If you just want to say hello because you missed the live, I will also be more than happy to make you feel included in the podcast there as well. If you like the podcast, please give it a thumbs up, share it with your friends, subscribe to my channel for more videos, and click that bell notification button next to the subscribe button if you want to participate in the live and always be notified when I go live. Thank you all so much for taking time out of your busy day to spend a few minutes here with me. I hope you enjoyed the sunrise, the sound of the waves, the beautiful colors, chatting with me and everyone else here. Let us make time to create, share, and inspire today and every day. Have a great day, everybody, and I'll